for Mark Webster, the man on stage right now.
First lucky Steve to throw first. Game on.
There is the added incentive for Mark Webster, the Welshman, that he can make the European Championship in Hasselt at the end of the month in Belgium if he makes the final. To do that, he's got to get past Dave Chisnall, the tournament favourite now, following Michael van Gerwen's demise. But Webby has been playing some excellent stuff over the course of this weekend. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for this
58.
one. Paul Nicholson alongside me. Two of your best mates in darts up on stage right now.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call. Obviously, Mark is one of my best pals. And Chizzy's one of my favourite people, period, because he's just so relaxed. Had a quick fist pump with both of them before they went on stage. Mark was looking very focused, getting in his zone. Chizzy just having a bit of banter, as he does. He was having a little dance to the happy track that they put on before we start playing darts.
Yeah, last time we'll hear 180 this year. I think we'll see a few more of those, though, over the course of this evening. Chizzy firing in the first maximum of the evening session.
It won't be the last, like you say, Dan. We've had a stack of 180s this week.
Dave, you require 100.
I'm very surprised if we don't top 200 of them. Tops, maybe. No, he might go 16s here. Or just, oh well, just do tops then.
80.
So many choices and so little time. Mark won't be panicking here. It's only the first leg. Dave's got the throw. Just find your way into the game. He knows that at some point he's going to have to break Dave.
Dave, you require 20.
He's strong on his own throw if he's going to progress to the semi-finals.
Ten scored.
It's like a bonus shot now, isn't it? You expect Dave to take it out. He hasn't. So now, all of a sudden, there is an opportunity for treble 16 and double 18 to snack on that.
86.
Ooh.
Dave, you require 10.
It's a great adjustment of the treble 16. But now, Chizzy, you expect him to hit one high. Should have hit one high. He's going to have double 2.
8 scored.
Well, Dave Chisnall flying out the blocks at the start of this leg and unable to kill it off. Mark Webster, double 9. A break off throw. And Webster goes into the lead.
Second leg is Mark to do first. Game on.
Now, incredibly, Mark Webster, everybody knows his pedigree. He's obviously the former Lakeside World Champion. And he's made major final in the PDC, a number of semi-final of the Grand Prix last year, quarter-final of the UK Open this year, got in the Premier League and was regularly making the latter stages of TV tournaments.
96.
He only has one PDC title to his name. And the last time he made a final was 5 years ago.
140.
Time flies, I think. It doesn't seem like 5 years ago, but there's been a lot of darts in between that final and now.
140.
A lot of stories to tell for what Mark has done. He's had ups, he's had downs, he's had some sensational performances. But it just goes to show the majority of his best performances,
100.
He's saved them for the telly.
Yeah, he has. He's a phenomenal ability to raise his game for the big occasion. And this is a big occasion for Mark Webster. Make no mistake about it. Make the final, he's in the European Championship. Win it, he's in the European Championship and the Grand Slam. There is some way to go
24.
yet, and that has not given him any help. He's had to win an extra game to get to this stage of the tournament as the only unseeded player left in the quarterfinals. It's Chizzy. Yeah, it's another 180. It's the second one for Chizzy, and if he starts hitting them early, you don't expect him to stop.
Look to this stage, Mark Webster's played 5 matches in the German Darts Championship because he was at the qualifiers as well.
123. Dave Ucar, 28.
Double 14.
And
there it is, 13 darter for Dave Chisnall to break straight back. None of the problems on the doubles we saw from him in the opening leg. Yeah, Mark Webster saw off Mervyn King superbly, 6-2. Then Michael Smith, the number 6 seed, 6-3. He was averaging in the mid to high 90s over those games as Chizzy looks to fill it up again. And that's an unfortunate deflection. Terry Jenkins could easily have knocked Mark Webster out. He missed 5 match darts. But Webby just about got the job done as he fires in his first 180.
Chizzy.
By contrast, Chiz has had no problems. 6-0 against Peter Hudson, 102 average. Justin Pipe 6-3 with a 96 average. He has just gone about his business, and it has been too good for his opponents so far.
Well, this is the norm for Chisnall. He makes the back end of tournaments all the time. And Europe has been his wheelhouse this year. It really has.
85.
Did very, very solidly.
Yeah, 2 Euro Tour finals this year already for Dave Chisnall. He lost to Wade in Hamburg, and he lost to Michael van Gerwen. But Van Gerwen isn't here. Wade isn't here. And does that give Chizzy a boost? Does it pile the pressure on? This is probably the first time. In fact, it will be the first time that Dave Chisnall has been the tournament favourite for a Euro Tour. With Michael van Gerwen going, he's now the highest seeded player, the highest ranked player. Does that pile more pressure on him? I don't think Chiz feels pressure, to be honest.
I think he feels a little bit of it, but I think what you were saying about, does it put pressure on him? Does it make him relax? I think it's a bit of both, really. I mean,
96.
like I mentioned before, he was very relaxed backstage before he went on stage to play against Mark, and I don't know, I just think he's happy being in his little bubble up there. He just does his own thing, whether he wins, whether he loses. He always tries his best. If it's enough,
32.
he'll be happy. But if it's not, he'll be very gracious.
Well, double 16 to go into the lead.
16.
Well,
Mark
seemed to be edging
76.
closer towards it, but that last start was a wide one. 16 for tops for Webster. The third break of throw.
36.
Oh, good.
Davey requires 16.
Well, he's gesturing to say he's a bit clammy up there.
It is hot in here in Halle 39. 2,000 fans here as Chizzy does find double 8. It is a hold of throw. Chizzy into the lead for the first time.
Game on.
Well, if you guys want to know what it feels like to be on stage or in an arena with 2,000 people, you better buy a ticket for next year's Euro Tour, because there are going to be more than ever before.
140.
Yeah, 11 confirmed for next year. There is talk there may be another one added. Oh. Keep it here, we'll keep you posted.
140.
The demand is there. I mean, it's crazy to think that you've got all these tournaments in Germany. You've got the one in Gibraltar, one in Holland.
134.
You've got the European Championship in Belgium, but we haven't even touched Denmark, which is a huge market. Scandinavia as a whole. Then you've got
134.
possibly Eastern Europe as well. Poland, Bulgaria, Hungary is a great market for us.
Oh, I know you've been angling for the Trinidad Darts Masters.
123.
Mark Webster so far this weekend has been phenomenal in the early parts of matches as Chizzy fires in a third maximum.
That's timely. That puts massive pressure on this 104 checkout, and he might have to go for treble 16 again. Doesn't get it this time. Failed to convert in the first leg, but did actually get the leg eventually.
52.
But now, after hitting that 180,
47.
Chisnall is in control and could find himself 3-1 up if he can hit tops.
Interesting decision for Chizzy to leave tops there. Normally he'll go double 16, but he pins it first dart. 11 darter. That's 3 legs on the spin for Dave Chisnall. He is in charge of this one.
That's a very Chizzy-like performance. Very, very heavy in the first 9. Backs it up a little bit. Obviously, he can't maintain an average of over 120 most of the time. Van Gerwen's a little bit different. But 101 is very, very handy. It's that fly back on stage. Mark's eyes were just
58.
wandering a bit there.
I would have thought the spider would be best placed to deal with it.
There's nobody called the frog in darts, is there? Just stick his tongue out and eat the thing.
100.
Warren Parry. Warren Parry? No.
Warren French.
Warren French. Froggy.
Well done.
The Kiwi.
Yeah, good mate of mine. Totally forgot about that.
140.
Sorry, Warren.
Yeah, forgot about you and suggested you eat some insects. So, hello, Warren, if you're listening.
It wouldn't surprise me if Warren did eat flies.
100.
He'd still be cool in my eyes. We are going to see a Warren at the World Championships this year. A Warren Parry is back. New Zealand champion.
The man who famously
99.
beat Michael van Gerwen.
That's the same man.
Oh, Chizzy. Yes, Chizzy.
140.
And you get the feeling that Webster's got to have that kind of score. Just doesn't seem to be going his way yet.
He has pulled a few into that
83.
one and treble one
David
already
requires
so
68.
far, Mark Webster.
16 and double. Double it is, double 16.
36.
Now,
Mark require 121.
this will get you back in the match. 60 would be lovely. Treble 17, he would accept. Treble 17, he gets a bullseye. Big dot in this match.
96.
Line was good. Just a bit
David
short
require
on
32.
pace.
Dave Chisnall for 4-1. Gets
Game
it.
shot on the fifth
Chizzy
leg. Dave Chisnall.
extends his lead.
6 is Mark to throw first.
And I suggested
Come
with
on.
no Van Gerwen, Chizzy being the tournament favourite, does it put more pressure on or does it free him up? Maybe, Paul may be right. Maybe it's a bit of both. And a bit of
100.
pressure, it can be a good thing. We talked about Mark Webster saving his best for the big tournaments. That's when he knows he needs to deliver. And on a number of occasions he has.
57.
And maybe this is what Chisnall needs. Just some focus. He's had so many massive tournament runs which have been ended. It used to be ended by Phil Taylor because he'd always run into him, often in the quarterfinal. Now it's always Michael van Gerwen. It's just happened again at the World Grand Prix, where he went toe-to-toe with him for 4 sets, and then MVG won the next 2 and closed it out. But with no MVG just dominating the draw, maybe it is what Dave Chisnall needs to go on and just free himself up, play his normal game and not
100.
seize up.
Well, pressure does make you concentrate a little bit more. And Dave's a very relaxed kind of guy, and sometimes that pressure is his ally.
140.
It seems to be the case at the moment,
164.
because he is in front by 3 legs. Mark's going to have to go for this, I think. Just checking. You don't want to leave Dave 164. He loves the shot. Does Mark love it? Yes, he does!
Shot on the 6 leg. Mark Webster.
Sensible, mature, and absolutely brilliant from Webby.
Game on.
164 checkout for 12 darter. He had to go for it. I think he was eyeing up another treble 20 and then realised Chisnall was on the same score. Both on 164 after 9 darts is phenomenal stuff from both men. But that, superb. And then again, he's pulled one into the one. You can see him getting frustrated.
He's got a smile that brings a smile to people's faces.
A bit of appreciation
21.
for Mark Webster there from this German crowd, and why not? We have seen him get frustrated with his throw in the last few weeks, but quite frankly, his performances in the early parts of games, particularly against Mervyn and Michael Smith, he got such a commanding lead in those games that he kind of fell over the line in them. He was in a battle with Terry Jenkins, a little bit fortunate to get through it in many respects.
125.
But right now, he's in a position where he hasn't been this weekend, and he is having to come from behind. And does that put more... That's more questions of Mark Webster. Is he able
51.
to do that?
Well, very rarely do you win a tournament and every game is exactly the same. Everything's going to be different in its own little way. But the good thing about that 164 is that
99.
he knows that he had to go for it. He checked. I mean, I practice with Dave Chisnall at every single Pro Tour event. We have a game called Bingo that we play. And we always have 164 on there every single weekend. He hits 164. He loves it. So, if Mark didn't hit it, Dave would have given it a really good scare.
100.
We're going to find out a little bit more about where Mark's at the moment. Like you mentioned, another one of them will leave double 18. 74 left. Double 14.
90.
That's handy. Now he's hit a 164. He might have to take this 156 as well.
That's not going to happen. And Chisnall, 20 for double top for a 5-2 lead to force Mark Webster to win the 4 remaining legs. That looks handy. Just in between the two.
20.
But not there.
Marking required 98.
Little reprieve, maybe. Bit of breathing space. Treble 18. Oh, he went for treble 20 for double 9.
58.
Didn't see that
Danger
coming at all.
required 40.
Interesting decision, particularly with the lie of that first dart. Webby thought he could get there. He didn't. Tops for Chisnall. Double 10. And it's there.
Shot on the
And Dave
seventh leg.
Chisnall is edging
Dave
towards
Chisnall,
the
8
semi-finals.
seconds mark to drill first. Game on.
I said it's a number of years since Mark Webster made a final of a PDC event. He has had a good year. He's had a couple of semi-finals, 4 quarter-finals,
38.
including that big one at the UK Open. He has been knocking on the door, but it looks like it may be another quarter-final exit for him, and that would end his hopes of making the European
140.
Championship. And Jamie Caven, who has had as stressful a weekend as any dart player not involved in this tournament, will cling on to that final qualifying place for Hasselt.
45.
Oh, shrug of the shoulders from Webby. I think he feels this game has slipped away from him.
It looks like Dave Chisnall wants to compound his misery.
180.
Well, the tonsils of Kirk Bevins and Paul Hinks have been thoroughly given a workout this weekend.
60.
And a wry smile from Webby, as if to say, it might be academic now. You've got to say, a successful weekend.
96.
A real step in the right direction, going into what is the busiest period of the season.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'd have to say it's a best effort on the Euro Tour for, well, full stop for Mark Webster.
Dave require 85.
So 85 for Chisnall to see this out.
66, treble 10. Just layers up and leaves tops.
45.
So now Mark needs mistakes from Dave and some big numbers.
Mark Webster has beaten Dave Chisnall 4 times. He won their first 4 meetings,
60.
in fact, including a big
Dave
one at the Players'
require
Championship
40.
Finals, all back in 2011. Since then, Dave Chisnall has won the last 4, and he's just
Big
made it 5.
shot in the
Dave
nuts.
Chisnall, the
Dave
number 3 seed, the
Chisnall.
tournament favourite here at the HappyBet German Darts Championship, sees off Mark Webster